Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Minecraft Survival Series. Today is episode 7, and we're going to be building an enchanting area for our starter base. Before we get started with that though, I want to go ahead and show you guys some stuff that I added to our storage building between episodes. So the first thing I want to point out are these 2 ferns I added to the middle here. It was looking a little sparse, so I think these kind of add to the decoration, make it look a little bit more alive. I also added some flowering azalea shrubs here. And some hidden crafting tables so that we can use these to make materials without having crafting tables just sitting out in the open. And then I also had noticed between the copper bulbs, like around in this area, it was a little dark, so I hid some torches under the carpets. Where are they? Okay, yeah. I added some torches under here in a little hole. You can't see them with the carpet on top, but it does light up the area and makes it look a little bit brighter and easier to see. I did bring some stuff down from the village that we had been storing in the weaponsmith chest, so all that stuff is down here now and starting to be organized in our storage area. Alright, so with that out of the way, I want to talk about what I have planned for the enchanting area. I thought we could do a sort of temple, and I was really inspired by, if you've ever played the World of Warcraft, these structures called moonwells. And what I was thinking is putting it down here next to this skeleton spawner that we found. We can then build a skeleton farm and then have our enchanting area pretty close to it, so we can go over there, get some experience, and then go to our enchanting area and enchant some of our gear. So as far as materials, I have an idea of what I want to use to build today. But I don't know if we have enough. I'm wanting to use a decent amount of tuff to sort of tie it in with the rest of the base. And I mean, we have a decent amount, so that's probably good at least to start with. And I also wanted to use some basalt, some polished basalt specifically, because I think it looks really cool for like pillars. One thing that I know for sure that we don't have is the materials to make candles. And I really want to add candles into this build because I think it'll make it look really cool. So we'll have to find some bees somewhere. And then I also want to get some sea lanterns. And we'll have to... Oh, there's some bone meal. Bone meal for me. Oh, and a little baby axolotl. He's just over there wrecking everybody. Sorry, that was distracting. Anyway, the other thing I wanted to get for the build today is sea lanterns. And that's going to be interesting because we don't have any enchantments so far for doing things in the water, you know, like Aqua Affinity or Depth Strider, so that's going to be a little annoying probably. So I think what we'll do is we'll just start the basic enchanting area right now. We'll dig a little hole in the wall. We'll get our enchanting table and bookshelves placed so that we can try to get maybe some of those enchantments on our boots and our helmet to make exploration a little bit easier. And we'll go from there and see how that works. Let's throw a torch up here so we can see a little bit better. And I'm going to get rid of some of this wall. Alright, so I opened that up just a little bit, and this is going to be pretty tall. I might have to dig some of that out a little bit, but that's alright. So we'll just call this the entrance here. Hey guys, so I had some issues with a couple of my recordings from this build process. Basically, my screen capture software stopped screen capturing for a bit, and I've made a lot of changes, so instead of trying to re-record everything, I'm just going to show you guys where we're at now. Alright, so this is what I did while the software was not recording. I finished the floor pattern that we started with the stairs and the tuff blocks. And what I ended up doing was just going around in a circle, placing these stairs. I had to fight with them for a little bit. They kept connecting in weird areas. I'm sure there's some sort of reason for that. I don't know what that is. So I fought with those for a good while to get them to line up this way. But I finally got it done, and I went through and waterlogged each of the stairs so that we have this sort of swirly looking pattern on the floor. And it's pretty cool because even though there's water, you don't actually fall down into the water, so you just walk over it like a regular floor. The pattern also repeats over here. And this is where I've started our enchanting area. I've got our enchanting table itself. and then a storage chest with some things in there, a anvil for adding enchantments or enchanted books to items, and then a grindstone for taking enchantments off of items, and then another little storage chest over here, and then a little decorative mushroom. Eventually I am going to throw an ender chest here and a couple other little decorations. One of the other things I did was I put some enchanting supplies in here, so like some extra books and some lapis, and I went through the enchanting table and was looking for things like aqua affinity, respiration, and I ended up getting a couple enchantments that I went ahead and just put on books for later, which were pretty good. Loyalty 3, that's for a trident, which we obviously don't have right now, but eventually we'll probably use that. And then Unbreaking 3, which is really useful for tools and armor. I did get Respiration 3 on this helmet, so that'll be at least something. And then we got Protection 4 and Unbreaking 3 on our chest plate, so that's pretty good for now. I was looking for a Silk Touch to put on our diamond pickaxe, but unfortunately it didn't come up, but it was coming up on this iron pickaxe, so I went ahead and just took it because it'll be really handy to have Silk Touch, and we'll just have to be careful that we don't overuse this tool and break it before we get a better one. And the other thing that I did that did not get captured was I got some materials together for us to go on a little exploration adventure to try to get some more building supplies, most notably the cartography table and our one of the empty maps that we found, and some extra paper so that we can make a map and sort of track where we are going, which I absolutely love to do in this game. Okay, so with that, I think you guys are all caught up. I guess we'll head this way up towards the village and go from there. So we're back up in the village, and I'm going to take this moment to get our empty map and go ahead and fill that out by right clicking, and I also want to go ahead and expand this map out to its full range, and to do that we've got to grab our cartography table. We are a tiny little dot, and right now I don't have a way to mark the base. I kind of forgot about doing that. On Java Edition you can use banners to make locations on maps, but we will do that later, so we're just gonna have to kind of remember that we started out in the upper left hand corner of the map. What I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna put this in my offhand so that as I walk around and use tools and do whatever else I gotta do, I'm filling out the map. So I'm really hoping that we can get lucky and find some drowned cities or ruins. I don't really know what they're called, but the little ruined areas where the drowned usually hang out, because a lot of times those will have sea lanterns. I don't really want to try to mess with an ocean monument today because we definitely don't have the gear to do that, and that's a little scary. Let's walk over here and actually check out this ruined portal that we saw in one of the earlier episodes. Oh, I just realized I forgot to bring the diamond pickaxe because I usually like to steal these crying obsidians. Luckily that's close enough to the base that we can come back later and grab that. And I'm gonna go ahead and grab these lodestones too because they're cool to build with. Alright, so this might have been a little bit easier to do at night where we could see any lights down underneath better, but then also we'd have to worry about hostile mobs. I guess I'm just gonna hop in this boat and we'll just keep going along the top of this map until we find something. Oh, a shipwreck over there. I do want to go check that out. So this is our first shipwreck of the series, I'm pretty sure. Let's see what's in here. Oh good, we got the treasure room. Well, that's a lot of stuff. I will take all of this. Ooh, our first armor trim. And a buried treasure map. Extra paper and a clock, which I'll take just because they're cool. Let's see on this buried treasure map how far away it looks. Well, it's off the map that we're on right now, so we'll probably just save this for later. I just remembered that we don't have an ender chest yet, and I don't have a lot of inventory space, so this is gonna be probably a pretty quick trip at this point. We'll have to go back to the base and drop some things off. Alright, well let's continue this way so we'll get back on our current map. Well, I haven't found any sea lanterns yet, and it looks like we are at the edge of the frozen ocean, so I guess we're going to venture out into the open ocean. Oh, that was right behind or right underneath where we were a second ago. Since there's a little bit of light down there, it looks like there probably is a sea lantern, so I'm going to re-equip my shield and my offhand in case there is a drowned with a trident down there, and we'll dive down and see who we can find. Already I can hear them. Alright, so we're gonna head back up to the surface so that they'll follow us so that we can breathe. Oh, there goes my sword. Alright, did we kill everybody? It's kind of messed up, like invading their area. Oh, you know, I didn't think we could have brought a brush to look for pottery shards and stuff. Let's see. Oh, there is our lantern. I'm gonna equip our Silk Touch pickaxe so we can grab this lantern and it stays in one piece. Perfect. So we got one sea lantern. I'd ideally like to get a couple more, but oh, maybe there's one more down here. Let's see. Is there? Oh, there is, but this is gonna be kind of hard to get into. Alright, I don't see any more lights coming from any of the buildings. So let's move on. I'm not going to look around. Oh, who's that? This straggler. Hello. Sorry we killed all your friends. Alright, let's go back to the land for a second and try to reorganize this inventory. You know, I wonder about making a chest boat to help carry stuff since it's still early game. The only thing is, if we break the boat with the chest, I'm pretty sure all our stuff will go everywhere, but let's just try it. Let's put all of our sort of precious materials in here. We'll throw that in there as well. Let's go ahead and continue across the ocean in this direction. See if we can find any more of those little ruins. Oh. I see an ocean monument, which I definitely don't want to mess with at this point, but good to know it's there. Alright, so heading back to the base, filling out a little bit more of the map. Oh, I see another shipwreck, I believe. Yeah, we didn't hit this one yet. I hate moving this slow in water. I can't wait to get Depth Strider. Oh, another buried treasure map. I wonder, it's probably the same treasure. Oh, and an empty map. Nice. Oh, look at that. It looks like there is another little ruins under the ice, and actually we passed this area already, so I don't know how I didn't see that. Okay, let's see how many drowned there are in this area that want to attack us. There's one guy. Let's grab this bulb, and we can actually check in this chest too and see if there's anything cool in here. Oh, I'll take that. Might as well take some coal. And we'll grab this lantern. Back to our boat. Oh, that guy scared me. Back to our boat, and we'll continue heading back to the base and drop off some of this stuff that we have found already. Alright, so we found 3 lanterns. That's better than I thought we were going to do. We really didn't explore that far yet, so we've been pretty lucky. Another shipwreck. Wow, there are a lot of shipwrecks. Whatever, since we have a chest boat, let's go over here and see. This should be the map chest. Another buried treasure map. Let's see if it looks like the same one. Oh, this one looks like a different one. So we'll grab that. You know what? Let's grab these feathers too. We can make a brush so that we can look around for some archaeology stuff if we want. And then our last little section here should be the treasure room or the captain's chamber or whatever this is supposed to be. And wow, that's a lot of iron. I'm definitely gonna take all of this. Alright, back to the boat and back to the base. Oh, I was hoping I could get the boat a little bit closer to the village, but I guess not. I kind of want to find out. If I break this, will my stuff go everywhere? Oh yeah. Okay, let's not do that then. Alright, let's grab the rest of this stuff that floated away. Did anything get sucked down? Oh, what is that? I think that's a trial chamber. Oh yeah, these are tough bricks. And we just got an advancement. That's crazy. That's so close to our base. Alright, let's go up here and grab some oxygen. So yeah, we're definitely not going to tackle this quite yet, but that's very cool to know that that is there. Alright, so we're back at the base. Well, we're back at the village, so I guess I'll grab everything out of here that I can carry. And we'll take a trip down to the base, drop everything off. Alright, so I dropped some of that stuff off, and I think I'm going to leave this regular iron pickaxe here for the time being and just use the Silk Touch pickaxe. I don't think we'll use it up on this one trip, and I am going to go ahead and make one of these brushes real quick. So we have that, So we did end up getting 3 sea lanterns. I would like 1 more before we start building, and I also wanted to get some bees while we're out so that we can bring them back here and start getting honeycomb. Let's maybe head in a different direction this time, or sort of follow the coastline maybe, so that we can still see into the ocean to see if there's any sea lanterns, but then also look for some bees. Oh, that's kind of a crazy generation. Big cave over there. Oh, there is another little village, and it looks like a couple different bright spots. So let's sleep real quick since it is about nighttime, and then we will go check those out. I hear a drone, but I don't see him. Oh, I do see one over there, but I think there's one stuck in this house. Alright, let's check this chest. Oh, there's a couple suspicious gravels, I think. Cool, that's our first pottery sherd. We got 2 different ones, Blade and Explorer. You know, I kind of want to grab a magma block just to have it with me so that I don't have to keep coming up every 2 seconds. Another one, that's Mourner. I'm not going to spend too much time doing this. We can come back since that's not really our goal today. I just get really easily distracted. I love exploring. It's one of my favorite things to do in Minecraft, and so it's kind of hard for me to stay on task sometimes. Another buried treasure map. I don't know if this is going to be the same. I think that is the same as one that we've already got. I'm not 100% sure, but anyway, let's go grab this last sea lantern and let's head back to our chest boat. Also, I saw something moving around up here that looked like one of the new pigs. Oh, yep. Oh no, it's a cow. This is the cold weather cow, which is pretty cool because I have not seen one of these yet in game. Oh, there is a pig. Okay, I'm pretty sure I saw a lighter colored one. Hello, little piggy. We might come back later and just replace all our animals with cold weather ones since we're in, I think, a cold weather biome. Maybe we'll just grab one of each, but that'll be for a different episode. Now we need to focus on trying to get some bees. I don't think there's going to be any bees on this landmass. I don't think that the hives actually will spawn in Snowy Taiga. Oh, one of the new chickens also. Hello, little chicken. I feel like we need to probably head in a different direction where there's going to be more temperate biomes, which I think are a little bit more likely to have bees. Oh, I think I just saw some firefly bushes over here in the distance. I did. I am so excited about these. I cannot wait to have these at our base. They're beautiful and I love the sounds that they make. I'm going to make an ender chest so that we can carry a little bit more things. So let's go ahead and put our kind of like travel stuff that we don't absolutely need every second in here. Alright, so I just need to remember when I pick this up to use my Silk Touch pickaxe and not the diamond pickaxe, because if I forget, then we're just going to get the obsidian back and not be able to get our stuff while we're out. Okay, so we've got things packed away in our ender chest, which makes our inventory way cleaner. We want to make sure that we do bring these flowers so that we can find some bees and lure them here. Let's also grab an empty map, cartography table, and 4 pieces of paper so that we can expand the map. And we are going to go in a different direction this time. We are going to head west. What the heck is that? Oh, it's a llama. That's so random. Why are you here? This must be windswept forest? It looks like more pine trees. Oh, a swamp and some pretty flowers. Again, I'm getting distracted, but I would like a couple of those flowers. And also this bush. And I am off the map that we just made. I always try to stick to one area and I just can't. There's too much cool stuff. Oh, a frog! Alright, some orchids. These are so pretty. They're so bright. And kind of rare, because I think the only biome they grow in is the swamp, if I'm not mistaken. Let's get back on our map that we made. I still don't see any bees. Alright, some birch. I'm usually not very happy to see birch because It's probably one of the woods that I use the least. Oh, and wildflowers. I forgot all about wildflowers. How did I forget? They're so pretty. Oh, a bee. And since it's nighttime, the bees should go back to their home. There we go. Then I think I can break this without them swarming me. Okay, as long as I use Silk Touch, which I did. Oh, and I love how they changed this where it shows you how many bees are in there. So we know we have 3 bees. That's perfect. And we're just gonna take this whole hive back home. I don't know why I forgot that you could just do that. And I was thinking that we would have to have the bees follow us home. Alright, so now that we have some bees, it is time to head back to the base and get working on the rest of our enchanting area. Okay, now that we're back at the base and I've got all of our stuff put away, let's go ahead and get our bees set up. And what I was thinking of is just for now placing them in front of our garden. We'll set the beehive on top like that, and then we'll set the fire underneath. So the smoke's coming up through the beehive, so the bees shouldn't be angry if I take the honeycomb or the honey. Oh, there's a bee right now. Yay! So it's working. That's good. Alright, so we should have everything we need to get started with the outer area. Oh, there's a bunch of Endermen over there. They must be stuck. I don't know what they're doing, but I almost just looked at those. Alright, so that's what our outside arch looks like so far. Alright, so the outside of our enchanting temple is complete for now. I was not planning on having these fish jumping around in the waterfalls, but whatever. And I tried to terraform the wall just a little bit. I'll have to do some further work to blend this into the rest of the cave, but I think that's okay for the time being. We've got this little outer pond area, and I threw some of the sea lanterns that we got in the bottom just to light it up a little bit because it was a little dark. And then I also went back to the amethyst geode that we found in the first episode and used Silk Touch to get some of these amethyst clusters planted on the outside, kind of like a little crystal plant or something. So now that the outside's done, let's go ahead and finish the interior. At last, our enchanting temple is fully finished. You guys have already seen the outside, so let's take a look at what the inside looks like fully decorated. And as you can see, it's a very lush cave. I added a lot of flowing water in here, which in retrospect is not the best idea for a lush cave environment because as you can see, I keep getting fish spawns everywhere. But for the most part, they've been staying in the water streams. I guess it adds a little bit of life to this build. There are a lot of particles now that they've added the falling leaves from the leaf blocks, and then we've also got a spore blossom in here, as well as an ender chest and the enchanting table itself giving off particles. But I don't know, I like it. It looks very magical, and that was kind of the vibe I was going for. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you again next time. Bye!